Let's do our CougarBoard question of the week before we bring in Harvey Longy. If you're not familiar with CougarBoard, it's the largest online community of BYU fans with thousands of posts daily. And there you see us. We're on CougarBoard now with a lot of stuff. And if Zach gets traded from the Jets, we'll do another photo shoot. So I won't have a New York Jets.
Oh, no. The only reason I even let him wear that hideous shirt was because Zach's with the Jets.
Yeah, and we're Zach fans. We're not Jets fans.
I found myself very conflicted growing up in New York as a Giants guy when Zach went to the Jets, but I lowered my standards and I said I would root for the Jets. You got the shirt.
We're all in.
But I still believe,
even
now, it's the worst run organization in professional sports.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Here comes our question from one of the insider subscribers on the CougarBoard, El Jeffy. Why are we so bad in the second half when we're leading at the half? Is the other team making halftime adjustments while we go conservative? This has happened repeatedly. Is it something we can fix next year, or do you expect A-Rod to continue to be too conservative in those situations? I can tell you, El Jefe, that more people are thinking about your question than just about any other question coming out of the second half of the Oklahoma State game. So, Blaine, you take a whack at it, and then we'll have Harvey chime in as well.
Yeah, Harvey's going to help us with the question. And here's the thing. I have the same question. So this is not an easy question, but it's a very, very good question, El Jefe. And it's...
I think it's El Jefe.
It's El Jefe?
Might be El Jefe.
It might be El Jefe.
Let's go El Jefe.
That's almost like boss. That's boss.
By the way, this is my guy right here.
Yeah.
My protector. Like if I'm any place with Harvey, I just don't worry. Because nobody's messing.
Nor should you.
Nobody's messing with me.
No one is messing with him.
So we'll go El Jefe based on Harvey's recommendation. I do think it's a combination of things. I do think that teams make some adjustments, and we've been slow to adjust. But it's like last week was more concerning because I feel like BYU went out, and whether it's conscious or subconscious, kind of like, okay, the one thing we can't do is turn the ball over in this half. And when you have that mindset that the one thing we can't do is turn the ball over, you just start to call things that are more conservative. When you don't completely trust your quarterback not to turn it over, which I think, this new quarterback, he's young.
Yeah.
You don't trust him not to turn it over yet. I'm not saying that that's not going to change. In fact, it will change. There was a time that I didn't trust John Beck not to turn it over. But by the time John Beck was a junior and senior, I thought he handled the ball and took care of the ball as good as anybody that's ever played here. But early in his career, I was like, if this guy can't start taking care of the ball, he can't play. Well, as dynamic as Retzlaff is, he turns the ball over, and he has consistently turned the ball over. I think that has the biggest impact. And like I said, I don't know if it's conscious or subconscious. I think there's a conscious thing that says, wait a minute, we're up 24-6. Let's do the math. If we can just take care of the football. So now you start, maybe it's subconsciously calling plays that are more conservative to protect the football. The problem is, in this league, the teams are too good offensively to get away with that.
Yeah.
You can't not score. And I was looking, I broke down every single drive as you and I were, during the game, after the game, for our show tonight, the After Further Review show that we did tonight. And in that second half, BYU goes 3-place punt, 5-place punt, 3-place punt, 3-place punt, 6-place punt, 3-place punt. Yeah. They never crossed the 44-yard line, their own 44-yard line, until they got the ball back after the blocked extra point, which gave them a glimmer of hope. They got really aggressive, and in 54 seconds, threw the ball down the field. That's the first time they crossed the 44-yard line in the entire second half, and they went and got that field goal and took it into overtime and then into double overtime. So the answer, to agree, like, is this too conservative in the second half?
Yeah.
Is 3-5, 3-3, 6-3 all punts too conservative?
Yeah.
It absolutely is. And so they've got to figure out, can it be fixed? I think when you go out and you look for a new offensive line coach, you want to have someone that will have influence on play calling. Somebody that's been a play caller that can add. Fessie's been a play caller. He adds his 2 cents to these things. I think on this O-line, you would like to have somebody that's had some play calling responsibility, that understands the game, that can also have influence, and maybe when things get tight can help loosen things up. So you need an experienced person that's called plays to coach this offensive line that can help Aaron Roderick. So in the second half, they recognize when there's things they need to do with a little bit more of the foot on the gas to keep them out in front in this league.